and welcome to the third annual Youth Leadership Awards. We're Amy and JJ. I'm Amy Eiler. This is JJ Gordon. We do a radio show on KFGO Radio, midday show from 11 to 2. Anything to add about that?
Yes, if you were to take a spaceship to Earth 2, and you were the last person to leave Earth, but they didn't figure the payload out right, and you had to only choose lemons or limes, meaning Earth 2 would only have lemons or only have limes, which would you choose? Feel free to discuss amongst your table and find out how you have someone that you love dearly who wants lemons on Earth 2, and you're going to go, what?
Nancy just brought that question to our attention. It's been a long time since we've thought about that. Quick show of hands, lemons. Quick show of hands, limes.
Yes!
Oh, limes.
You're my people!
Big time win. I mean, you're leaving lemonade behind? The classic lemon bar? All of it gone. We're okay with that? Wow. Okay. Well, let's get started because we have some amazing youth that you're going to meet here tonight. And we are thrilled to be a part of it. I mean, amazing. As we begin tonight's Youth Leadership Awards ceremony, it is my pleasure to introduce a special performance that perfects the creativity, the insight, and leadership of one of our outstanding young people. The spoken word piece you are about to hear was written by Isabel Nochlin, a Liberian-American young woman who was born in Newark, New Jersey, and later relocated to Fargo. Isabel recently graduated from Fargo South High School, go Bruins, and will attend North Carolina A&T State University this fall, where she plans to major in marketing. Throughout her high school years, Isabel has excelled both in and out of the classroom. She has been actively involved in wrestling and track and field, is a member of the National Honor Society, and has demonstrated a deep commitment to academics, athletics, and community service. While Isabel is unable to join us this evening due to unexpected travel delays, we are grateful to YouthWorks staff member Lex Francis, who will be sharing Isabel's original work on her behalf. Please join me in welcoming Lex Francis as they present the words and vision of Isabel Nochlin.
Hello.
Here we go. We're live. Give me a moment. I was told where this is. Yep. My name is Lex. I'm also a poet, which is kind of why I was like, let me go ahead and read this. It is a supreme honor to be able to read to y'all anybody's work, but especially poetic work in my mind, so I'm very excited about reading this, so please bear with me. What is growth? I used to think growth looked like awards, like handshakes and congratulations, like hearing my name called across the stage, like certificates framed on a wall or accomplishments listed on a resume. I thought growth was something everyone could see, but growth found me in darker places. It found me on the track during the seasons when all I looked forward to were personal records, only to be met with injuries instead. It found me in the moments I questioned myself, when the times on the clock weren't what I hoped for, when the finish line felt farther away than ever before. Growth found me when disappointment sat beside me and asked me who I was without success. It found me in the days my anger spoke louder than my heart intended. The days when frustration turned into words I wished I could take back. The days when my emotions felt bigger than my dreams. The days when I almost allowed my temporary feelings to cost me permanent opportunities. I wish I could say growth was beautiful, but often it looks like tears, like silence. It looked like confronting parts of myself that I tried to ignore. The impatience, the hurt, the fear of failure. Yet every difficult moment revealed something significant. I learned that character is built when nobody is watching. That strength is not found in controlling others, but in controlling yourself. I learned that growth isn't just about becoming successful. It's about carrying your storms instead of becoming them. It's learning how to lose without losing yourself, how to be disappointed without becoming bitter, how to feel anger without letting it define you, how to keep showing up even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. Today, when people see accomplishments, they may think that's where growth happened. But the truth is, growth happened long before the congratulations. It happened in the setbacks, the injuries, the mistakes, the conversations I didn't want to have, the battles nobody knew I was fighting. Because growth didn't find me in my brightest moments. It found me in my darkest ones. And there, it taught me that who I am becoming matters far more than anything I achieve. That is growth. And that is the victory one should most be proud of.
Thank you, Lex. As we get started this evening, we would like to share our gratitude. Thank you so much for being here. All of you are part of the story. Thank you to the families, the donors, the elected officials, mayor-elect, business partners, community members. Your presence tonight sends a clear message that you believe in our youth, and you believe in what's possible when we walk along beside them. I would especially like to thank our event sponsor, the Avalon, for this beautiful space this evening, and also thank you to our award sponsor, Marsh McClellan. We couldn't make an event like this happen without you, so a round of applause to them.
I like how Amy calls out Josh just as he takes a bite of lasagna. Get used to it, Josh. That's how it's going to be. Before we get into this, I'd like to train you in on something real quick. Everyone knows how to clap, right? Everyone's done that before, so some applause. Let's kind of work on our types of applause for tonight, okay? So let's start with this, the golf clap. You guys know the golf? Yeah, there you go. Oh, look at that, fantastic, okay. Now let's say you found out that it's a Rolling Stones concert and you got an all-access VIP pass. What kind of applause does that look like? Right? Now let's say that I've got a $100 bill that says you could give the best round of applause you've ever given in your entire life, and you're going to collect it from Amy after the show. Give me that applause. Okay. This round of applause. And then now we're warmed up, now we're ready to go. You know, tonight, it's not just about handing out awards. Tonight is about celebrating the courage, the resilience, creativity, the leadership of young people in our communities. It's about recognizing that leadership isn't defined by age. It's revealed through action, character, and a commitment to making a difference. Throughout the evening, you'll hear stories of young people who have overcome challenges, found their voices, served others, and helped shape their communities. You'll also meet individuals and organizations who have stood beside them, providing encouragement, opportunity, and that support we all need along the way.
Now, we had you practice those because these young people who are receiving awards deserve that last kind of clap that we had practiced. And as YouthWorks celebrates 40 years of serving youth, we're reminded that when young people are seen, heard, and empowered, incredible things happen. Incredible things happen for us, incredible things happen for our community. Whether you're a youth leader, a family member, a supporter, a partner, a staff member, or a guest, thank you for being part of this celebration tonight. Tonight we honor not only what these young people may become, but who they already are.
Before we continue with tonight's awards, it is truly my pleasure to introduce your keynote speaker. Too often, decisions are made about young people without including the voices of young people themselves. And our keynote speaker is helping change just that. Zach Paulson is a dedicated advocate, leader, and member of both the YouthWorks Action Board and the North Dakota Continuum of Care Youth Action Board. They have helped organize youth-focused sessions at the North Dakota LGBTQIA2S+ Summit, served on community panels, and consistently work to ensure that young people have a seat at the table and a voice in the conversations that affect their lives. Beyond their advocacy, Zach is known for their hard work, determination, and commitment to helping others. Whether they're balancing multiple jobs, supporting fellow youth, or speaking up for their community, Zach leads with authenticity, compassion, and courage. Boy, wish I had a Zach in my life, don't you think? Please join me in welcoming someone who reminds us exactly why youth voices matter and why youth leadership is so important, our keynote speaker, Zach Paulson.
We can hear me okay over here? Yeah. Beautiful. Well, hi, my name is Zach Paulson. My pronouns are they, them. Like they said, I am part of the North Dakota YAB and YouthWorks YAB. I'm also a current YouthWorks resident, actually. I just moved into the Moorhead YouthWorks, and I've had a lot of process of that, a lot of progress. I've actually been with YouthWorks for about 4 years now. I started at the age of 17. They came around when life wasn't the greatest at home, and they still have to this day. And I can never give too much thanks to them for that. I can never show enough for that. YouthWorks has really impacted my life more than I could ever express. They helped find my voice. I found my voice, but they helped me guide it to where it needs to be. As of today, from the LGBT summit or talking to people, they helped me find that voice. And they've been there since day one. They've been there for my graduation. When I moved to Bismarck, I had a really good youth team to help me find an apartment that I was able to work for. And they have really helped. And I'm hoping to continue with that because before then I didn't have any support like that. Home wasn't the easiest childhood for me. I was actually bullied a lot. And from the youngest age till about now, I still get bullied. And not a lot of people have that support at home. I never had that support at home. Home, I was still bullied. My family still bullied me. They're doing a lot better now, don't worry. I struggled a lot. I had a lot of issues with my own, how to put it? I had a lot of perspective issues. I've had a lot of looks because I'm different. And there's nothing wrong with different. I didn't fit in with all the girly girls or the popular people. I was my own quirky tomboy. And there's nothing wrong with being a tomboy. Still am today. But I did get compared a lot to my sister. I did get compared a lot to a lot of family members because I'm small, petite, and my other family was not. They were more better in every way. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's how it is. But that never stopped me. It never did. I grew a lot of insecurities, but I've learned how to face them. I really have. And from growing up, from high school, I had a lot of expectation because I was always top of my classes. I was always going to work. And from learning from that, I've learned responsibility. And from having my first job, my father has taught me responsibility. Everything comes at a price. Everything you have to earn to get what you want. You have to learn to give up one thing for another. And that's what has been drilled into my brain. I don't take help easily. And I struggled with that for a very long time. From going out with friends or wanting to do something for myself, I had to give up something to be able to do that. And it's taught me a lot of responsibility growing up. But it still never stopped me. It still helps me to this day, learning budgeting, from learning how to time manage to learn what my day will be. So far right now, I work 2 jobs. And there's never a day where I'm not doing something. Like I could be helping a friend, I could be helping family. I've helped my family so much. I've helped friends so much. I've helped move. I've helped with financial issues. No matter what I'm doing, I'm helping someone. And for today, being able to talk about my own experience, it's a raw moment. It's people seeing me for who I am in a way. Because I became Zach around 7th grade. I changed how I look. I cut my hair, changed my clothes. It was completely different because I tried fitting in. And part of me could never fit in because I hate having long hair. I don't know how to maintain it. I don't know how to make it look nice. Cutting it short was the best thing I could ever do. For once, I felt like I was in my own skin. And growing up with that, yeah, I had people judge me. It's nothing new. People are going to judge whether you're 15, 20, 30. There's people going to judge you no matter what. And I've learned to deal with it because you can't really change much of that. But when I started working, my dad had those high expectations. I had to pay for my own car. I paid for my own gas, my own insurance, and I wasn't allowed to do anything after. Like if I stopped going out with friends because I had responsibilities. He taught me school, work, military, and home because I was going to go into the military, and that's what he expected from me. But he wanted more from me because my sister, she couldn't do that. So I was the next best thing because I was, in his eyes, the mini him. Because I was very focusing on the goal, focusing on doing better and having those good grades, good job. I had on the shoulders. When a lot of it changed when my sister passed away though. A lot of it became really hard and he became very aggressive of me just working home because he was scared. My world ended up turning really upside down because of that. And today I still struggle with it, but I know how to still move forward because I know she's watching me and she sees how far I came. And that's what means the most to me is because I know she's watching me, I know she's there for me, and she has seen me grow. From there, from getting my own apartment, I was able to do that. I was able to work 2 jobs, but I learned that you can't wear yourself too thin. From working so many jobs, I did get sick. I got super burnt out and sick to the point where I had to move home. I didn't have anyone in Bismarck. So I moved home. It was really hard because I felt a lot of my progress ended up down the drain. But slowly I decided to get back on my feet, focus on my health was the best thing I could ever get, is focusing on my health to get back on my feet. Because without you being able to help yourself, you can't help anyone else. You have to focus on your mind, body, make sure everything is stable, make sure everything is able to function. Because if you can't function without your mind and body, how are you going to make it through the day? How are you going to make it through a job if you can't? But from moving back home, I ended up with my partner. I was pregnant. My mom was in California, and I was stuck with my stepdad. My stepdad, he is a really bad alcoholic, and he was not the nicest to me, and I'll admit that. He would say things that was not appropriate, and it strained a lot on me. My pregnancy was a high-risk pregnancy, and I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I was working 2 jobs, and the relationship I was in, it was toxic to the point where it stressed me out as well. So going home to that, my partner, I ended up having a miscarriage. And it broke me, it really did. I ended up in a lot of drinking, because that was the only way I knew how to cope. If I didn't have my friends with me, if I didn't go to therapy, I wouldn't be where I am today. From healing from all of that, I don't know where I'll be. I know from when drinking out one day, I found out I was pregnant again. And from there, I stopped drinking to this day. And how my mom tells me, this is your rainbow baby, your baby came back to you. And this is your second chance to be able to do better for yourself and for your baby. And I stay with that to this day. My sister is a lot better. I may not forget what she's done to me, from bullying me from elementary to high school. But I forgive her. I may not forget, but I will forgive her and we can move past it. She has done better. My mom, same thing. My stepdad, I don't talk to him because of everything that he's done. He has not said sorry to me still. And it sucks. Because he was someone I did look up to. But sometimes you have to close chapters and move forward to the next. And since I left also that toxic relationship, I have never felt more better because I not only have a good friends, I have great friends, I have a good family that's by my side, but I also have a future with my baby because I'm going to be going to college at the end of August. I'm looking for apartments, and I'm super excited to see where this goes for my future and see how my baby grows up. But I'm hoping today that you guys don't really look at me as different, as someone that has been through the rock, like a huge rough patch, to see me that I'm someone that has accomplished a lot of hardships, and that I'm willing to help still anyone in need, no matter what I'm going through, I will always be there. No matter if it's just for a helping hand, or if you need somewhere to go, if you just need a shoulder to lean on, because that's the type of person I am. I will always put everyone first before me, and that's something I struggle with. It is something I struggle with. I don't give myself enough credit for it, but I am the most selfless person ever. There's not a time where I have been selfish in my life. And I'm hoping everyone knows that YouthWorks is the most amazing team I've ever had. They have helped me so much, and they have seen me grow so much, and I can never thank them enough. Thank you guys for your time.
award is the Phoenix Award, which recognizes a young person whose resilience and determination have carried her through extraordinary challenges. Throughout her adolescence, Haley Thomas faced trauma, family instability, and multiple foster care placements. Yet, through every obstacle, she remained focused on building a brighter future. She graduated high school on time, stayed engaged in her community, and developed meaningful relationships that helped her grow into a remarkable young woman that she is today. When Haley aged out of foster care, she once again demonstrated incredible strength, securing employment, housing, and stability through her own perseverance and hard work. Her journey is a powerful reminder that resilience can transform adversity into opportunity. Please join me in congratulating this year's Phoenix Award recipient, Haley Thomas.
Thank you again for this incredible honor, and receiving an award for overcoming hardships and challenges is something that I never expected. Because the struggles themselves were never about earning the recognition. They were about finding the strength to keep going when I felt like giving up. There were moments that tested me, changed me, and pushed me forward through what I could handle and what I couldn't handle. But those experiences taught me resilience, courage, and the value of believing in myself when all I had was myself, and my path ahead was not that clear. I am deeply grateful for the family who were genuine during these times and did not degrade me, like my mom, my grandma, and my other grandparents, and my amazing mentors through YouthWorks who supported me, like Chelsea, Alicia, and Sierra. You all have encouraged me and reminded me my worth during difficult times. This award belongs to them as much as it does to me, especially with handling me during these hard times. Today I accept this award as a symbol of growth, to show that you can take your hard experiences and turn them into something good. Take your hard experiences and all of your personal perspectives of those hard experiences, and you can always help other people with those perspectives of those hardships. Thank you again for YouthWorks for giving me this amazing opportunity and the award.
Next, we'll be awarding the Roots and Wings Award. The Roots and Wings Award honors a young individual who has demonstrated a commitment to community engagement and positive change-making. As chair of the Clay County Youth Action Board, Evan Peterson has been a driving force behind efforts to expand services and housing opportunities for youth experiencing homelessness in the region. Evan's leadership ensured that every youth voice was heard. From the initial planning through project implementation, oh, I didn't give me that big word like that. And his work helped secure critical funding that contributed to YouthWorks, doubling the number of transitional housing units available to young people in Moorhead. That's amazing. And beyond his advocacy, Evan is a devoted father and passionate supporter of young families, regularly connecting parents with resources and encouragement. Please help me recognize this year's Roots and Wings Award recipient, Evan Peterson.
My bad, I'm a little bit short. I just wanted to say thank you to YouthWorks, and not just because of a reward, but for all of the support that they've given me, and for allowing me to make a difference with my biggest passion in mind, helping others live a better life, no matter how big or small. I would not be able to achieve anything if it weren't for my partner and my kids, my biggest cheerleaders, and they inspire me every day to keep going no matter what comes my way. The future is bright and it is up to us to ensure that it stays bright. The little things can matter a hell of a lot more than you may know. It can change the entire trajectory of somebody's life. And I hope I can continue to make an impact. I'm supposed to go to college in the fall for a social work degree.
Now, the Spotlight Award recognizes a young leader whose story inspires others through creativity, courage, and authenticity. Julius Frank's journey is one of perseverance and transformation. After experiencing significant challenges and trauma during his middle school years, he discovered his voice through writing, storytelling, leadership opportunities, athletics, and service to others. Today, Julius is a gifted writer, thoughtful leader, and role model who uses both his words and his actions to encourage those around him. His journey from silence to self-expression demonstrates the extraordinary power of resilience. Please join me in honoring the recipient of the Spotlight Award, Julius Frank.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Julius Frank, and I'm honored to receive the Spotlight Award. It means a lot, and it's a great honor to stand before all of you guys today. I've spent my whole life learning about the values of perseverance. Life will always bring challenges and moments that test your character, but I've learned that if you continue to strive towards your goals and surround yourself with a community, whether that's your family, friends, or the group I got put into was Umoja, you'll always have people who recognize your potential and give you a place where you can share your thoughts and feelings. Those people will encourage you, push you to become the best version of yourself, and help overcome more than you ever thought you could. Umoja has done that exactly for me, and I'm truly grateful for everything that Umoja has brought into my life. Lastly, I want to take this opportunity to thank my family, friends, and mentor, Fred, for investing in me and helping me to become the better version of myself. Fred's a great guy, just wanted all y'all to know. My mom's in the stand, my mom's in the crowd as well. I also want to thank my mom. My mom has invested so much time into me and just putting all her strength and her everything into me. I just want to tell her thank you. She's the best mom, by the way. And like I said, thank you for this incredible honor, letting me stand here and just give a little spiel. I can't express more than words can say, but I'm thankful for this award, and that's about it.
I was watching Julius as we were reading his introduction. I was waiting for maybe I need just one more second, because it's weird to see your face up on the big screen, right? And knowing you're about to come up here and talk to a microphone. But everyone's doing such a good job. Give it another round of applause on Stephen Holden. And now we are moving on to the Rising Star Award. We have a new award this year, and we're very excited to present it. The Rising Star Award celebrates a young person whose initiative, creativity, and leadership show tremendous promise for the future. At just 12 years old, Connor Arbach has already built a successful business from the ground up. Through Twistology Pretzels, Connor has developed products, managed marketing, built a loyal customer base, and learned firsthand what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Even more impressive is his commitment to giving back, using his business to support others in the community. Connor's willingness to learn, adapt, and lead by example proves that age is no barrier to making a difference. So, would you please give a big round of applause to this year's Rising Star Award recipient, Connor.
Thank you to YouthWorks for recognizing me as a rising star. I want to thank my parents for all of their support. This is an honor to receive this reward, and as I was very surprised to receive it. Thank you again to YouthWorks.
How can you just not be happy with everybody who comes up here and shares their gifts with all of us? Now, the YouthWorks Icon Award recognizes an individual whose advocacy, leadership, and commitment to others have created a lasting impact. Jasmine Zerani has used her lived experience to become a powerful voice for inclusion, dignity, and belonging. As an advocate for women's rights, the Black community, and the transgender community, she has helped create spaces where people feel seen, heard, and valued. Whether speaking on panels, helping organize community events, or mentoring peers through YouthWorks programs, Jasmine leads with courage, compassion, and authenticity. Please join me in celebrating this year's YouthWorks Icon Award recipient, Jasmine Zerani.
I don't have a speech. I didn't really prepare nothing, but I want to say thank you to YouthWorks. I want to say thank you to Matthew, to Birdie, to Emma, to Lex, to Nicole. I want to say thank you to everybody. The only thing I feel like I have to say is it only has to make sense to you for you to do it. It don't gotta make sense to nobody else. And also, if God before you, who can be against you? Nobody. That's all.
All right, if you would please join me in giving all our Youth Leadership Award winners another big round of applause. All right, and with that, it's time to move from one generation of leaders to another. We'd like to take I didn't know that one was a joke, but I'm glad it got a laugh. We'd like to take a moment to hear from someone who has dedicated his career to supporting and empowering young people across our communities. Mark Heinert serves as the Executive Director of YouthWorks, where he leads efforts to ensure all youth have a safe place to belong and be heard. Through his commitment to youth development and community engagement, Mark has helped expand opportunities for countless young people throughout our region. Please join me in welcoming YouthWorks Executive Director Mark Heinert. No laugh on that.
That was some of the best physical comedy all night. You need to get someone to help you though. I'm excited to be here, and when I grow up, I hope I can be as positive and as successful as the young people that have stood here before me. I really mean that sincerely. Connor's got a business plan better than I do. We're gonna have to hook up and figure out how we can get things going in the right direction. I just want to thank all of you for being here tonight. It means a lot to all of us. The YouthWorks family cannot do it without the support of all of you, the youth, families, mentors, staff, supporters, community members. Tonight definitely is about celebrations. In youth work, we do spend a lot of time responding to crises. We're solving problems, we're writing reports, unfortunately, chasing funds to try to make it work. Just trying to keep up with all the acronyms in the human service field can be a challenge in its own right. So it's important to pause sometimes and recognize something big. Young people are already doing incredible things. And tonight we celebrate that. We also celebrate the adults who empower them. Not by controlling them or having the answers for them, but by listening, by encouraging, and walking alongside the young people as they discover their new strengths. I've got something in my past that I want to share. I know it's a public event, but I'm going to do that right now. I brought a photo with me tonight. Hopefully it'll pop up there. So, I was young at one point in time. This is Mark in 1990. And I looked to find a picture of my mullet, and I couldn't find it. It's there. If you look, it's there. And there's a couple of other dated aspects that this photo have. This innocuous photo, which I don't remember ever being taken. It's like, yes, we had corded phone. Yes, that's actually the antenna for the AM FM radio that you see behind me. Some of you are going, oh yes, I know, I remember that. You gotta have the big hair rock band. So the reason I brought that though is that I want us to be refocusing all of our thoughts about, no matter how old we are, let's think about the time when we were youth. So if you feel like you're perhaps 20, 30, maybe 40 years removed from being that young person, don't forget the young person that you were. I need all of us, in my world, I just really need all of us to take that time to consider the impact that we get to have every day with young people. The picture that you see actually was when I was 21 in my college dorm, just before signing up to do work at a summer camp. I took a summer internship working at Holiday Home Camp, which was just outside of Chicago, and I spent an entire summer working with inner city Chicago youth. The counseling staff were from all over the world, which was really interesting for me. I had a chance to make friends from Germany, Russia, Scotland, New Zealand, and several other countries. As a small town North Dakota kid, I really had little exposure to culture different than my own. Honestly, I was really soaking this all in. The camp changed me. I went there thinking that I was going to go there to try to help teach kids. But the truth is, the youth taught me far more than I taught them. The camp had many young camp counselors like me. I learned a great deal from my fellow counselors around the world. And we also had a program where we had counselors in training, CIT. These counselors in training were 16 and 17 years old. They served as mentors to the youth and supporters, and they were alumni of the camp that was for 12 to 15-year-old youth. One of the clearest memories that I have, and I know this picture will help you picture this, was sitting in some downtime with a group of young ladies that were there for the camp. And they decided they wanted to braid my mullet. And so as I sat there and let them braid my hair, I learned about them. I learned about their culture. I learned about their identity, about hair, about pride, why it mattered, what it meant in their lives. Later, it was a counselor in training, Mooch was his name, when he was only 16, who shared his experience with me and helped teach me about his life growing up in Chicago. It gave me even further insight to what it was like for the young people living in a culture that I found different than my own. I can vividly remember, to this day, we would ride into Union Station in Chicago. We would pick up a group of young people to come to the camp. And when we were leaving Chicago, we would reach the outskirts of the city, and nearly every young person was in complete awe because they had never seen their own city skyline. They were looking back at Chicago going, oh my God, that's Chicago. That's our skyline. They didn't have the opportunity to be able to see their own skyline. And it just has burned in my memory that opportunity that we were able to be a part by spending time with them during that time. So what stayed with me all these years isn't just the importance of respecting people's identities or cultures, and that did matter very deeply. It was the importance of letting youth teach me. Not pretending I already understood their experiences, not assuming I had all the answers because I was the adult in the room, even though I was 21 and I really was a youth. But being curious enough and humble enough to learn from them. At that time, I don't think I fully understood why that experience mattered so much to me. And now, looking back, I realize those young people were teaching me long before I had a language for it. They were helping me grow, helping me understand culture, identity, leadership, relationships, in ways that no textbook could have ever taught me. That lesson still feels relevant today. Last weekend, for example, Bismarck celebrated Pride Week. This week marks Juneteenth, as many of you know. Both of those remind us how hope grows when people are willing to learn from one another, when barriers give way to opportunity, and when communities create space for everyone to belong and for everyone to thrive. The same principle applies to youth empowerment today. Young people still need adults who show up consistently, who listen more than they lecture, who create space for youth voices, who understand that empowerment isn't about control, it's about connection. For me personally, this marks 30 years for me at YouthWorks. I'm happy to have found a place that embodies the same principles of youth empowerment that I learned so many years ago at the Holiday Home Camp. And over the last three decades, I've had the privilege of watching thousands of young people demonstrate courage, resilience, creativity, humor, compassion, and leadership, often while carrying challenges many adults would struggle to navigate. I've also learned that behind many of these success stories is something remarkably simple. A caring adult who showed up. Someone who listened, someone who encouraged, someone who believed in a young person before they believed in themselves. I know many of these caring adults are in this room tonight, and I especially want to recognize YouthWorks staff who are here this evening. Give a wave, take some credit. You guys are Thanks to each and every one of you for showing up day after day, for building those relationships, believing in young people through both their struggles and their successes. Because I've seen how powerful one adult can be. A mentor, a teacher, a counselor, a coach, a volunteer. Someone who simply keeps showing up. Sometimes empowerment looks big and public, and sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's helping a young person find their voice. Sometimes it's helping them believe that they matter. Tonight, we're here to celebrate all of that. The poetry we've heard tonight, the awards that we've been able to present, the stories represented in this room. Some of those stories are hard to hear. All of those stories are inspirational. They remind us of the same truth. Young people are not just future leaders. They are leaders right now. And when communities invest in youth, when we listen to them, trust them, and create opportunities for them to lead and teach us, incredible things happen. So thank you. Thank you to the young people who continue to inspire us, to the adults who empower youth with patience, humility, and heart. And thank you for being a part of a community that believes that young people deserve not only support, but belonging, opportunity, and hope. Finally, I want to thank you for letting me share my mullet shot with all of you. Many of you have teased me throughout the years, and I think some of our staff are going, I don't know what color his hair ever was. Now you have to. So thank you to all of you. We're going to get to move on to the next phase, which is recognizing some adults that are also incredibly important in the work that we do that are not youth work staff and that are parts of our community. So thank you for your time.
You can come up. You can. Let's encourage JJ to take the stage again. All hold the cord. We need some gaff tape ASAP. Okay, I'll hold your hand. Okay.
My shoe is so sticky and I don't know why.
Nothing, that's like everyone's biggest fear. And everybody who had to like write a speech tonight, JJ fell off the stage. You did great.
I'll remember that for a long time.
But honestly, the things that I'm remembering, and I'm sure you guys are having the same moments, but the icon proving she's an icon, she just left, but it only has to make sense to you. I think she just used the bathroom. But all of these words that they're saying today, it only has to make sense to you. You know, the award in strength is built in the challenges. Like all of these things that you guys are saying are so inspiring. And it's beautiful to be here tonight. And thank you for sharing that. And at least you didn't fall off the stage. Sorry. Okay.
See how no one laughed that time, Amy? Nobody's laughing anymore.
Okay, I'll stop. This evening, YouthWorks is also proud to honor 3 outstanding champions of youth. So now we're going to the adults. These awardees include an adult, a business, and a nonprofit organization that have made a significant impact on youth and young adults in Fargo-Moorhead communities. This is your cue to take a listen. These are the organizations that are showing up in big ways for youth. These award winners embrace and encourage the community that values youth, helping them to have safe places to belong and be heard. Our first Champion of Youth Award recognizes an individual whose dedication to young people has transformed lives throughout our community. For more than 3 decades, Amy Riccio has worked tirelessly on behalf of youth and families. In her current role as the homeless liaison for Moorhead Area Public Schools, she has become a passionate advocate for students experiencing housing instability, ensuring families can address barriers, and students have access to the resources, support, and opportunities that they need to succeed. Her compassion, leadership, and unwavering commitment to helping every young person feel valued and supported have made a lasting difference in countless lives. Please help us honor our Champion for Youth Award recipient, Amy Riccio.
Good evening. Well, I was shocked, honored, just sort of speechless. I have known about YouthWorks since my college days. My advisor at UND was Wisconsin Hike Camp, connected to Melanie. So when I got myself down to Fargo, I quickly learned the services that YouthWorks provides. And you know, it just aligned with everything that was about me. I have spent many, many nights and days thinking, how can we be a better community? But before I get any further to thanking everyone, I first need to thank my family, who's here tonight. So I just want to appreciate them publicly because they share me with my life passion. And they make me a better person. They question me, they're like, you really think you know about kids? Let us tell you about kids. So I appreciate all of their support, all of the time that they've let me be late for their activities, sometimes missing their activities, but my husband gladly steps in, and it's been a great balance. I also need to thank YouthWorks. Just a big shout out because I was in Fargo, moved over to Moorhead, said, hey, we have kids here in Moorhead, we need you, YouthWorks. Matthew has been to my office countless times, listening to me ramble about just some really out-of-the-box ideas, saying, oh, okay, yeah, well, okay, Amy, we'll figure something out. But he goes back and does something magical, and the team comes along and says, okay, that is an out-of-the-box idea, but we're out-of-the-box people, and we're going to do this because it's good for kids. And I think that that's the biggest thing, is we have to think about what's good for kids. And then the next group I need to thank are my colleagues. Many of them are in the room. Just being able to brainstorm and bounce ideas off each other, and just saying, what if? What would that look like? It's so important to dream big, because sometimes those dreams are realities that make huge differences in our community. And then most importantly, my youth and children that I get to work with. I cannot tell you, like you can see in that bio thing, like I've had years of education, meaning lots of student loan. But honestly, the youth have taught me more than I would ever learn in a school, ever. Their bravery, compassion, resiliency, you've heard these words all night. I cannot tell you what it's like to get to sit across the table and listen to the stories and the journey that the youth are on, because I would have given up a long time ago. Quite honestly, the things that you as youth, you don't get to pick your parents or your family. You're here and you make it what it is. And just for them to believe that, hey, come to school, because school education, that is your power. That will never leave you. I say countless times, once you get a diploma, nobody can ever take it away from you. You can lose a lot in your life. You can lose your family, you can lose your job, you can lose your driver's license, you can lose your freedom, but you will never lose your education. And so for them to believe that and then come and share what's going on in their world, that's amazing, and I am just honored that they let me walk their journey. And lastly, for the community in general, people that are attending or even your friends, I challenge you, use your sphere of influence. Talk to your friends, talk to the people you work with, and give them the message that our greatest asset is children. It's our greatest asset. You can be a gazillionaire. Your greatest asset is a child. It is what the future is, and it is who is going to lead us in the future. And we need you, and we can do better as a community. So thank you very much. I am honored, and I am just so appreciative of all the youth that came and were brave to stand up here, and they didn't fall.
Our next Champion for Youth Award recognizes a financial organization that believes generosity can create real and lasting change. Thrivent helps individuals and families navigate their financial journeys while also empowering them to make an impact on people, causes, and the community that they care about. Through financial services, generosity programs, and a member-owned model that reinvests in people and communities, Thrivent helps turn resources into meaningful action. With the support and generous matching donation from Thrivent on last year's Giving Tuesday, YouthWorks was able to kickstart the fundraising campaign for our Moorhead Transitional Housing Community. Their commitment to service and community impact reflects the heart of this award. Let's complain about the fall. Championing, there we go, young people by strengthening the world around them. Please join me in recognizing Thrivent as a champion for youth.
I wanted to be super careful when I came out. Honored to represent Thrivent. My name is Karen Bland, and I have the best job in the world, I say, with Thrivent, because I get to be in community engagement. Now, doesn't that sound like just the most perfect job ever? But I really want to say, how impressive are the young people in this room tonight? I think they need another round of applause. We are honored as a full-service financial company with generosity at our core to partner with organizations like YouthWorks. We say that one of our taglines is, where money means more, and we say more community, more connections, more generosity. And not only with the organization that I get to represent, but we also encourage our members. If you don't know anything about Thrivent, we are a member-owned organization, and we encourage our members to do the same, to live generously and to give generously. So we are so thankful that we were able to partner with you this last year and be able to help build this beautiful facility that you have now in Moorhead. They were also our recipient of our Red Hawks jersey auction this last summer too, which was super fun, so we had good representation there. But we just believe in the community, we believe in the youth of this community, and we're so thankful to be a part of it. Thank you.
Our next Champion of Youth Award honors a nonprofit organization that has met one of our community's most essential needs for more than 50 years. A nonprofit honoring another nonprofit. It's pretty special. The Emergency Food Pantry has provided food and support to individuals and families in Cass and Clay counties during times of crisis, unemployment, medical hardship, family violence, and other challenging circumstances. Their work helps bridge the gap in community services and ensures that people facing hardship have access to wholesome food when they need it the most. When fewer people are hungry, our entire community is stronger, and young people have a better opportunity to thrive. Please join me in honoring the Emergency Food Pantry as a champion for youth.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. My name is Stacy. I work at the Emergency Food Pantry, and really just want to thank the team that keeps the food pantry running. You know, you're probably thinking I'm up here and we'll talk about how we offer food to people in need, but I really want to talk about the true partnership that we have with YouthWorks. So one of the things, obviously, we have food that goes out to people in need, but we're not able to do that without volunteers. So we have staff and volunteer youth that come to us. And it's all the tasks. It's getting food baskets ready, it's making sure things are filled on shelves, it's also opening bags, which sounds like it's the simplest job ever, but it's all the behind the scenes things that make a difference to make sure that we can give out food baskets appropriately. So thank you so much for coming to the food pantry, for being able to be there to feed others in need, and just really I'm grateful for the partnership with YouthWorks.
Before we close out this evening and I take some Tylenol, I'd like to welcome to the stage YouthWorks Community Engagement Officer Thomas Hill to share the ways in which we can support YouthWorks to carry forward in their mission. Thomas Hill, everybody.
As we close out tonight's evening, I just once again want to thank all the sponsors. I want to thank the Avalon for the great facility, all of you for showing up, supporting your colleagues, your friends, and family, and again, finally and most importantly, the youth who demonstrate that through adversity, absolutely phenomenal things can happen. Now, at YouthWorks, we believe, we've heard many times tonight, that all young people deserve a safe place to belong and to be heard. And since 1982, we have remained a voice for youth, ensuring that youth are at the center of all the decisions that we make. Mark actually used a phrase the other month, and I really loved it. He said, we've been youth-owned and operated since 1982. And that really just stuck with me, to think that of all the things that we do at YouthWorks, it's the youth at the center who are helping to lead us as staff and helping to chart their own future. Like JJ said, my name is Thomas Hill. Again, I get to serve as the Community Engagement Officer for YouthWorks, and I've actually been connected to this organization for well over 15 years. Through my work at United Way as a partner trying to address and end youth homelessness, I've had the opportunity to serve on the board of directors here at YouthWorks and now as a paid staff. And one thing has been abundantly clear over those 15 years, and that's YouthWorks changes lives. From street outreach, to emergency support, to housing programs, independent living skills, services for survivors of human trafficking. And so much more, YouthWorks walks alongside young people during some of the most challenging moments of their lives. And I'm hoping that many of you had taken the moment or taken a moment to look at the annual reports on your table. If you're wondering, how many young people did YouthWorks serve last year? What kind of programs do they have? There's a snapshot right in front of you. And again, that's because of the dedication of our community, of our staff, and our volunteers. Now, often through no fault of their own, many youth are navigating some incredibly difficult circumstances. And the right support at the right time can mean the difference between long-term stability and years of repeated crisis. What makes YouthWorks, though, truly unique, I think, it's not found in the programs, in the buildings that are located in many different cities all across the state and now in Moorhead, Minnesota, or in the myriad of services that we provide. What makes YouthWorks unique comes from the dedicated dreamers, the diligent doers, and the compassionate change makers who show up every single day with purpose and unwavering belief in the potential of young people. Youth are our community's most valuable asset and natural resource. I didn't steal that from Amy Riccio, it says it right here in my remarks. And often, in community conversations, I've heard people say, man, youth are a problem. What's going on with youth these days? I try to the best of my ability to respectfully disagree. Sometimes I'm a little disrespectful about it. But youth aren't a problem to be managed. They're the mirror. I want you to think about this. You look at youth. In their eyes, we can collectively see the reflection of our policies, of our priorities as a community, and our collective commitment to ensuring that no young person is left behind, because youth are the future of our community. We believe that youth are not problems to be managed, right? They're potentials waiting to be unleashed. And when that potential is met with some opportunity, support, belonging, remarkable things can happen. Young people don't just survive adversity, they rise above it. And they don't just endure challenges, they transform them. That's why YouthWorks is more than a name. It's a promise. It's a promise that when we invest in youth, hope works. When we invest in youth, resilience works. Healing works. And communities work. I ask you to consider how you can be a part of this promise tonight. Every donation, large or small, it provides an opportunity for safe housing, supportive services, and life-changing opportunities for young people. And often what they need is somebody to believe in them. Be that person that a youth can believe in. If you believe that every young person deserves a chance to thrive, I want to invite you to invest in that future. If you look at your program, you open it up to see all the amazing stories of the youth award winners and the adult champions. Towards the back, you can actually invest right now. You can invest in the future of a youth while you sit here honoring youth. Together, we can make sure that no person is left behind. I want to leave you with just one small story, and I actually just heard this on Tuesday. But it's made me think a lot about the kinds of services that we at YouthWorks can provide. So, on Saturday night, I had to get up about 1 in the morning to let my dog out. Right? And I know some of you might have to get up in the middle of the night to do other things. Maybe it's feed a baby, use a restroom, whatever. Look at the stars, let your dog out. Overnight, on Saturday and Sunday night, while I was letting my dog out at 2 in the morning, YouthWorks staff responded to 23 crisis calls. And I know it's maybe hard, maybe I shouldn't have said exactly, but I want you to think about that. While you're comfortable at your own house, while you're thinking about, man, I'd love to get back to sleep. We have staff who are out there meeting with youth in some of their most vulnerable situations, ensuring that they're safe, ensuring that they have a place for hope and opportunity. That's the kind of work that YouthWorks does that I think often goes unnoticed. But it's what allows YouthWorks to be successful, because we work with youth, work alongside them, and meet them where they're at. I want to thank you for your support, your partnership, and your belief in the power and potential of youth. Together, we can actually witness the extraordinary impact that young people can have on our community and become all that they were created to be. Thank you.
Oh, Thomas Hill, I love you. And all of these people that work at YouthWorks, Emily, big shout out to you. Everybody who works at YouthWorks, I want you to stand up right now and be recognized for a moment. It is beautiful that YouthWorks takes the time to do awards for young people. It is beautiful that you want to take this banquet and make it about the young people that you serve, because it is about them, but it is also about you. And you are the only organization in our community doing what you do. We only have one YouthWorks. And when I have to tell people about YouthWorks, I tell them that they are a first responder in our community. They are the only first responder that exists for youth in our community. We only have one. We only have one YouthWorks, and thank you for being a part of their story. As we bring this evening to a close, we want to leave you with some final thoughts. We've celebrated writers, we've celebrated advocates and entrepreneurs, community builders and leaders. We've heard stories of resilience, courage, compassion, determination. It only needs to make sense to you. I'm taking that home with me. And we've been reminded that leadership isn't something that begins someday in the future. It's happening right now. The young people we honored this evening are already making a difference in their schools, neighborhoods, workplaces, and communities. Thank goodness, we are so glad you're here. They are showing us what is possible when young people are given an opportunity to be seen, to be heard, to be supported, and to be empowered.
Amy and I believe in the power of conversation, and it's not just because we host a radio show. It's because, but that is part of it. That's a big part, 11 to 2. But we also believe in the fact that it's the conversations that take place at the grocery store. It's the conversations that take place while you're waiting for coffee, waiting for a plane to take off somewhere, that can really impact the future. And so Thomas gave you a great challenge to start looking through that book and to make a difference today. And we have a challenge for you tomorrow, and that's to have a conversation about YouthWorks. Whether that person knows what YouthWorks is or they're learning about it for the first time ever, you get to be an ambassador for YouthWorks. And you get to tell them about this great organization. And don't worry, if you don't know all the answers, there's a great website. And those simple conversations can go such a long way. You never know who might be the next board member for YouthWorks. You never know who might be the next person who connects a young person with YouthWorks. And so making sure that those conversations happen is so easy. And it doesn't cost you a dime. And trust me, it feels great later on when that person comes to you and says, hey, remember at the barbecue you told me about YouthWorks? Turns out my neighbor works for YouthWorks. Didn't even know it. I was borrowing his lawnmower and I said, have you heard about YouthWorks? He said, yeah, I work there. It's a great opportunity to spread the great word out there, and you can do that so easily. And if you have one conversation, have a second one, and then a third. And by the time you hit the 50th and you become that person in your office who won't stop talking about YouthWorks, you did a great job. Good work. So, I want to give another shout out to our award recipients and thank you for inspiring us and for sharing your gifts with the world tonight. If you don't walk out of here inspired, ready to hit the ground running for a brand new future. Well, gall darn it, I know a young lady who would love to talk to you and inspire you a little bit further. To the families and supporters, sponsors, and community partners, thank you for believing in young people and investing in their success. And to everyone else here tonight, thank you. Thank you for helping YouthWorks create a safe place for the past 40 years. Because of your support, generations, that's a good word, not just for Star Trek fans, but generations of young people have found hope, discovered their strength, and have built brighter lives. Oh no, there's another page. The future is bright. Not simply because of what these young people may become, but because of who they already are. So thank you for joining us here tonight. I promise this is the very end of this page. Have a wonderful evening, travel safely, and we look forward to celebrating with you again next year, where I will not fall off the stage, I promise. Thank you for coming tonight.